Okay, so as you can see, all the primary is removed from the BSA B31, and good reason for that. We're going for a little upgrade. I have a Newby belt drive clutch system to fit. Obviously there's the belt. There's the clutch in there. The front drive pulley, and there's also spacer, which I guess is to replace what is on there, so you get the right alignment. So there's a spacer, and I guess that's for that. New nut for there. That's those, and clutch push rod, or the end of anyway, and a new clutch rod, just a plain rod. There's a ball in there as well, ball somewhere floating around right in the bottom. Yeah, so the only thing that was missing is some instructions, so yeah, I'm just going to have to play this by ear. You know, the thing is, for one example, which way round to fit this? Because there's nothing on it that says front or back. So yeah, just going to have to figure it out which way it's meant to go on. I did find this on one of the forums, but it's kind of partial instructions. It's for an A10, which I think this also fits as well, although it's slightly different design. The clutch is different, and also the pulley looks different. It's got a little locking screw to hold the nut in, whereas this has nothing. Yeah, so I guess it's just a bit of Loctite. Seems a bit strange just using that. There's no way you can use a tab washer as in the originals. There's no hole for lock wire or anything. And the other thing is, for this clutch, I'm not quite sure how you adjust it. If you look on this one, whether it shows up, and some of the couple of videos I've looked at as well, it has a centre adjuster nut, whereas this one doesn't. So they do all seem to be a little bit different. But yeah, I'll go with it. See how we get on. Yeah, so these are my original spacers, because I had to make an extra one because I had the wrong splined piece on here, one off a different bike, so that was an extra one I made. That's the original one, so I'm going to assume that will replace both. That is a good fit on there, actually. That is a very good fit. Yeah, so we'll have a little play around with that. So it just needs a bit of a deburr. And or is that the same thickness as that? Might be the same thickness as that one. I'll have a measure up. If it is, I'll probably put my original one back in, as it seems to fit a little bit better. But yeah, I'll get the camera on the tripod, and yeah, have another little look. Alright, so in the end I did just get that in the lathe. Just took a fraction out, And that now fits on there lovely. That's a new one I'm going to use. My old one was starting to get a little bit worn on the edge, so there. So might as well use the new one. I did find a little bit more information. These may have to be, this may have to be shimmed out, but won't really know until that's all on there. The only other thing is, which way round does it go? I guess I wonder if I will get the hub on first and can possibly work out which way this is meant to go round. I'm gonna guess it's probably that way, but I don't know. So yeah, so I'll take the clutch plates out. So that's the hub, and that is lovely and smooth. It's got a sealed bearing in there by the looks of it. Yeah, it does. That's really nice. Yeah, keyway as on the original one. So I've got a little off key to go in there. I have sprayed all in here with some brake cleaner. Obviously this is a dry clutch. I don't want any oil flying around anywhere. I think you can take these plates off, but I think I'm going to leave it actually, because without that there is quite a large hole, and obviously all the muck is going to come back in from there. So there is no, and look on the other clutch there is a part which obviously goes in there to retain the oil. Obviously that's completely flat on the back of there, so that's not obviously going to move this as that moves as you adjust it, so there should be enough clearance I think, so this isn't going to get in the way. Yeah, so draft key, particularly good one, or particularly good slot. That's there. Line this up. Which actually went on really easily. Yeah, did say reuse the original nut, and to use some thread lock. Dark and gloomy over this side of the workshop, unfortunately. So I don't know how well any of this is going to come out. Right. I think I'll just get the impact gun on that. I haven't got a any way of locking this off. Right, don't think that'll be going anywhere. I suppose I could put a punch mark in just to make sure, just in the nut. But I think that's the thread lock. I think that should be okay. Right, so that's that on. Now, see if we can work out which way this is meant to go. On a straight edge. So, let's see. Six. Well, there's a little bit of play anyway. This pulley is slightly narrower than that, so it wants to be in the centre of there. Side edge is well out there. Not going to be able to get on the inside, am I? Right, from the end of that pulley, sorry, off the end of the spacer, get straight on there. That is quite a way over that way. Can't actually see. Yeah, it's quite a way. So, 18 mil. Right, I think. Yes, if you look at that, there's a. This boss is slightly further out than this one. That's more or less level with that. So if that goes that way on, is that going to be too far over? I think it is. So it must go that way. Yeah, let's try it like that. I think this is quite a tight fit on here, which it is. Yeah, that is quite a tight fit. So obviously machine quite tight tolerance. Let's try that again. I don't really want to hammer it on. I've got to take it off again. Although that might be the only choice. Yeah. Let's it with some nylon. getting tighter. Yeah, that is certainly quite a tight fit. Don't really like carrying on the end of my crank. But I think that's the only way it's got to go on until we can start catching some threads. And then need a little bit of alley. That should do it. Sorry, I'm going to have to get in the way. Oh, there we go. There. Hope we don't have to shim it. I don't want to keep doing this. Hard to see, but I think it is there. Right, I'll tighten this down, but I won't put any Loctite on it just yet. Thread is a bit tight. So it's still got some thread lock on there. Look at these threads. I'll give them a quick clean up. Let's just get this camera out of the way. Yeah, tighten that down. There was a punch mark in the end of that crank, and that just turned a couple of threads over, so or deformed them a little bit. So I just dressed that out, and that's gone on easy now. Right, so alignment. So this pulley is 42mm wide. The centre part of this, without the flanges, is 32. So if I line straight edge across there, across the clutch, and I put that probably under there, under the ruler, got about 5mm. So that, in theory, should be perfectly in line with that. So once I get the belt on, turn it over a couple of times, I should be able to see where that sits centrally. So I think that'll be the next thing. So I'll whip the plug out, so turn it over easy. Right, plug is out. Got the gearbox pushed right forward, or as far forward as I can get it. So this should easily push on here. It is. Right. There we are. Turn this over. It's got a lot of slack on here at the moment. It does look like that is sitting in the middle. I think what I'll do now, adjust this up, which I'll do from the other side so you won't be able to see much, and then yeah, apparently you're supposed to twist that through 90 degrees. That's quite a stiff belt actually. That is obviously way too loose at the minute. So we'll go around, have a little bit of an adjustment, and that's got to come back off. There's a bit of Loctite on, and I can put the clutch plates in. Right, so that is 90 degrees. Does look quite slack. The ones that I've seen do seem to look like that. I've tightened the top gearbox adjustment bolt up. Just got to do the lower one. I can't do that because I'm sitting on the at the moment sitting on the ramp, so or on the jack rather. Yeah, so now clutch plates, I think. Strange, look like they're sort of solid fibre. Doesn't seem to be any steel core. Strange. There we are. That's what it is. That is what it is. Right. So yeah, fibre one. Steel one. I suppose these are all flat. I don't think there's any beveled ones. Get on there. Fibre. Steel. Fibre. Steel. Fibre. They all do look as though they're the same. Last fibre one. Right, so I've tightened that, Loctite. push rod. No dimples. How does that compare to the original one? That's the one that was in there. With the ball in, yeah, with the ball in, it's about the same length. Right, a little bit of grease. Just push that in there a little bit further so we get the ball in. Touch of grease in there. I've got the ball bearing. And then the mushroom piece. Some of the other ones I've seen actually have just a normal push rod come through and a clutch adjuster, so let's see any kind of adjustment on here, which is a little bit strange. Out there. Right. Oop, clutch cables came off. So all the adjustment is going to have to be done from the other side. Right. Get that out of the way. Dot in there, not quite sure why that's there. So that. Go on there. I think I might have to give that a bit more slack. Yeah. I know. Right, it's got these little cups. Ah, I see. That must go. Ah, right. I see what this. I see what that little dimple is for now. There's a corresponding one there, so that's got to go on that way round. What's up with that? Right, now these line up properly. Get a couple in just to hold it. There's no fighting against spring pressure to put these in, like with the standard clutch. Be pretty careful with these though, because they are only aluminium. It feels like. So the heads are going to be quite soft, adjusting slot. Yeah, so what sort of pressure? I don't know if there's anything in there about. Where are we? Follow the procedure for fitting and setting clutch plates and springs. This done, tighten the so that piece of information must be on the other piece of paper which I hadn't got. Brilliant. So we're just going to have to kind of wing it. Let's get these up to yeah, that only just fits. That doesn't fit that one. I think I'm going to have to find a screwdriver. Right, I'll switch this off for now. I'll have a little fiddle around with this until we can get it adjusted to what I think, and yeah, bring you back. Right, it's quite difficult to find something that would actually fit in those slots there. So just used my rule in the end. Yeah, I've just adjusted them because, like I say, there's nothing in. I've got no instructions. So I've just adjusted them to where I think they should be, and I'll set them all the same, just using the vernier with the depth gauge bit, so they're all roughly 460. I could probably go around and get them all exactly the same. Yeah, so all roughly about 460 mil. Well, say 460 mil, 4.6 thereabouts. Yeah, so they're all roughly the same. I have now got, I'll turn this over, it's disengaged and engaged. Actually, I'll turn that the wrong way, but you know what I mean. So yeah, I'll now tighten this one up, and so the belt is still in the middle. Still got 90-degree twist on there. So basically it's a case of just tightening everything down, readjust my rear chain. Then I'm going to decide what I'm going to do here, whether I'm going to refit the original housing, original case, or try and make something, which I think these are supposed to be vented, because obviously it runs dry, there's nothing ready to cool it. So if you use the enclosed case as normal, you've got no airflow, so I might actually try and make something. But yeah, I'll have to see on that. In the meantime, I can get this properly, get some thread lock on there. Yeah, get that tightened down properly, and hopefully we'll be able to give it a fire up, which hasn't been fired up for a while. So got to get the battery on, plug back in, and might be a little bit of petrol in it, so we might even be able to start it up.